Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Today is all about pedal boards and specifically more geared towards like a utility board for the studio. So I'll be going through the signal chain of the board here that we have at the studio, and I'll show you a couple things with the amp and also in Pro Tools, some effects we use there. So first off, I'm playing a Gretsch White Falcon. I am running into a Kemper rack. I typically use a Dr. Z Stingray for a lot of stuff. It's got a open back 112 cab with a gold in it. Love it. It's great. Sounds cool. Sounds like... That's my clean tone. I wouldn't say for everything, but it's a great place to start. I do have a wah pedal that's engaged. It's bypassed at the heel, but it's a wah pedal. It's an expression. It's actually an Ernie ball that is wired to this patch bay up here, straight to the Kemper. But all right, so pedal board, guitar in. Got this old little just 4-channel TRS patch bay. I've got guitar input on the far left. I'll get to the audition, and then output, and then the expression output for the expression pedal. From that, we actually go to a Rupert Neve R&DI that's underneath this top level. And the reason for that is two reasons. So one, the guitar hits the DI first off, and then I can track a dry signal in case I want to time align anything. You know, I can see the transient really clearly for any of those scenarios. And then through on the direct box then goes to the rest of the board. But the other reason is, let's say I want to just plug in the bass real quick, bass guitar, and just plug it into the same input, goes to the R&DI. It can still go through the pedal board, but it actually goes XLR out to a Warm Audio Tone Beast that I normally run bass guitar through. So that's super cool. I like it. Moving on through the rest of the signal chain, from the R&DI, it hits the Cusack pedalboard tamer. This is a cool looper, true bypass looper. It's got a bunch of options, but 6 loops in mech mode, and then in preset mode, which I don't typically use, but it can be a great use just for quick presets. But first is the tuner, and I've got the Sonic Research Turbo Tuner ST300 Mini. I like strobe tuners a lot, especially in the studio, because there's really no room for error, and they are super detailed, super exact. Nothing wrong with a, Boss TU2, TU3, anything like that. I mean, there's a ton of great tuners on the market. I just prefer a strobe tuner for my applications and our applications here. After the tuner, we go to loop number 1, which is a divided by 13 Joyride overdrive. This is a pretty old one. They don't make these anymore. I have absolutely loved using these over the years. I used to have a white one. This is, of course, not white. It is beautiful red, a little beat up, but this is a monster of a pedal. I don't know if I can even classify it as a boost, as an overdrive. I think someone online said it's like a power boost. It is crazy though. I'll give you a little example. Here's clean tone. So if you engage it with the drive just kind of even at noon, bring the volume up. Still pretty similar to the clean tone, but once you start to get this drive knob going up, And it really goes crazy. Even more crazy. It's extremely powerful. It's really like an amp is starting to think about blowing up. The preamp tubes are just crying out loud. I love it though, because it's so different, and it can really be like that secret weapon, either boost or overdrive. And the EQ is also super detailed. The parameters are just, I mean, with treble and bass, you've only got, you know, those two things, but you can really create a whole different sonic bed for the guitar, maybe if you leave it on all the time. So I love the Joyride Overdrive. It's beautiful, it's big, it's red, and it is just powerful. So in loop number 2, we've got the Fuchs Plush Drive. I have had this probably since, gosh, 2008. I bought it at a little music store here in town. It's been on and off boards forever, and it's different enough than a lot of stuff on the market to where it's like, it helps me do those things that other stuff can't do. That's why I really love both the Joyride and the Plush. They're very different. They have their own character. They still let the guitar and the amp do their thing though. They don't get in the way. Love it though. So a couple sound examples, and this thing can get heavy. Very different than the heavy on this. This is an amp blowing up, and this is just a really angry, it's like you're just really angry. So that's still like, that's breaking up, but it's not too much, and I've got the gain like really far back. Bring it up though. And that's it, like, what is that, 10 o'clock, maybe 11? Let's go to 12. Let's go to 3. Yeah, it's got it. And I mean the tone, the options. Let's dial it back, see what else we've. This touch knob, I've done research. I know what it does. I just don't know how to explain it. Say we bring the gain back. It's almost like a blend for like transparency. Yeah, but it's like the gain's way back, and it's interesting. It's like if you have it all the way up, it's almost like there's more gain. So somebody out there watching this probably knows a better way to explain that knob. But all I know is I like it. I like the pedal. There we go. Plush by Fuchs amps. Now, we go to the Tom Bukovac. I mean, the list is endless. How many people use the Boss GE7, specifically in the studio. There's so many applications. I mean, this is a Japan model. I guess that's cool. Who knows? There's so many applications though, but you can just use standard EQ. A lot of people use it as a boost pedal. So that's like a click, I don't know, like 1 dB. That's just the Boss, that's just the G7 and the amp. So it's pretty magical. So I've got this mid-range bumped up. I don't know, what is that? 2 or 3 dB from, you know, 400 to 1.6, but you can do like crazy cool stuff. Like kind of that wah thing, even though that's kind of the wah thing, but it's super cool. Very, very useful. I mean, you can get crazy with like, got the plush on, add in the G7. Add in the Joyride. I mean, and that's all on, like, those two are on really low-ish drive settings. I know this is like pretty far up, but this Joyride drive is just far different in, anyways, you get the point. Next, we have the Empress Tremolo. Love this pedal. This is a crazy thing, though. Not that I need another drive section, but you can turn the gain knob all the way up. It's like a light overdrive. It's sweet. I love it. That's not what we're here for. We're here for... yeah, and you got all sorts of rhythms and stuff. Do something crazy like this. Yeah, it's a tremolo. Does cool things. Next loop, got a Maleko Echo 616 under the board. I didn't really want to focus on like delays and verbs for this board because I handle a lot of that in the box. But I've got this little analog delay. It's great. Bring up the mix a little. Yeah, and then in loop 6, I have an audition loop, which goes to this output on the patch bay. And what I can do is grab one of the TRS to TS cables, dual TS, and I could put a whole nother pedal board in that audition loop. I could put just single pedal, tape echo, I don't know, a outboard gear, a cheeseburger, anything like that. And so that's just an option there. But so that's pretty much the board. It's I've got it powered by a Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2 that I also bought probably with the plush back in 2008. I've had a bunch of power supplies, but like this one just hangs around. It works. It powers well. It's great. Whoops. So I guess after the looper though, the Goodrich. I love Goodrich volume pedals. They're just comfy. They're very stout, very reliable. Kevlar in there. It's great. Love it. The pedal board is a Vertex pedal board. I don't know the model. It's about 25 inches by, we'll say 15, 16 maybe less, with one riser. It's sturdy, it's metal, it's good. I don't travel with my board very much at all. It stays here at the studio. I do love uniform things, but I already had a bunch of cables, so I just kind of hodgepodge them together, but they are all either George L, Lava ELC cables, or D'Addario. They're all great. They work perfectly fine for me. And that's the board. So I suppose you might be wondering about wet effects. Just a couple that I might use. Echo Boy by Sound Toys for a delay. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, I've just got like a dual delay on there, dotted eighth and a quarter note. It's, you know, overkill for a lot of stuff, but it's fine, and it's fun. It's fine, and it's fun. And then a reverb. I've got ROM by Native Instruments. It's just great. Super bright right now, unnecessary. But like if you want, you know, swellies and things, or just really ambient lush. Yeah, pretty straightforward with guitar stuff. I mean, great guitar. I'd love to have a wall of tube amps here. I will one day, but really dialed in with the Kemper with a few specific amps. Love using it. It's very consistent. And yeah, so that's the kind of guitar rig and the pedal board setup. I would call this more of a utility pedal board. Not that there are different types, but this is pre-wet effects, so it's more of just my front end color, front end power, and yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching this about this pedal board and the effects and guitar fun stuff that we use. So we'll see you next time. Take care.